Good evening, Appalachia, and welcome back to The Late Shift, the only talk show currently operating under ongoing medical observation by equipment that refuses to explain itself. Now, before we begin, yes, I am aware. I still look stable, functional, and medically acceptable. The agreement with my symptomatic machine remains active, and so far neither side has violated the terms, which is exactly why I don't trust it anymore. It has been too quiet, no alerts. No warnings, no cheerful notifications informing me that a minor adjustment is about to permanently alter my posture. Nothing. And that concerns me, because machines do not become cooperative, they become patient. Somewhere right now, I am absolutely certain it is planning something deeply unnecessary in the name of optimization. I do not know what form that will take. I only know that eventually I will regret being calm about this. But until then, we proceed. Tonight's program focuses on survival, persistence, and the kinds of individuals required to keep Appalachia functioning against all available evidence. We will hear from operatives chasing irradiated fish through contaminated waters, survivors adapting to situations no sane person would willingly enter, men attempting to enforce justice in a collapsing wasteland, and mechanics trying to rebuild civilization with engines held together by adhesive and determination. Because in Appalachia, progress is rarely elegant. Sometimes it smells like radiation, mud, gasoline, or poor decision-making. Occasionally, all four at once. So settle in, patriots. Observe carefully. And if you happen to notice a medical device watching from outside the studio window tonight, mind your business. This is The Late Shift. Our first guest tonight joins us directly from one of the most unusual operations conducted across Appalachia in recent weeks. Following increased activity throughout the region's waters, Enclave76 officially launched Operation Glowing Obsession, a coordinated recovery effort focused entirely on glowing fish. The mission objective sounded simple on paper: enter irradiated waters, recover as many glowing catches as possible, and maintain operational effectiveness before radiation exposure, exhaustion, or common sense collapsed entirely. In practice, reports suggest the situation became significantly more competitive than Command originally intended. Please welcome our field operative.
Thank you, Monroe. I'll be honest, nobody expected it to escalate the way it did. At first, it looked like a standard recovery assignment. Controlled deployments, simple fishing equipment. Then someone caught a glowing fish the size of a small child, and suddenly every operative in Appalachia developed what can only be described as tactical obsession. People stopped sleeping properly. Entire squads began comparing catches like military decorations. Operatives were standing knee-deep in radioactive water at 3 in the morning arguing about bait quality and fish patterns like they were planning a nuclear campaign. The water itself was bad enough, radiation levels fluctuating, visibility zero in some regions. But once the glowing fish started appearing, nobody wanted to leave. The larger the catch, the worse the behavior. At one point, I witnessed 2 operatives nearly start a fistfight over a glowing catfish that neither of them had technically caught.
Healthy competition is important for morale.
This stopped being healthy around day 2. By day 4, people were naming the fish before securing them. Someone attempted to salute one. Another operative requested refrigerated storage with military honors.
And during all this, clips were being recorded from the field.
Yes, Command wanted documentation. What they received was hours of footage showing operatives screaming with excitement over irradiated aquatic life while standing in water that should medically remove skin. But morale was extremely high.
An operational success, then.
Absolutely. Supplies survived. Most personnel survived. And the glowing fish population suffered catastrophic losses. By Enclave standards, that's efficiency.
Oh yeah. Appalachia, Operation Glowing Obsession has officially concluded, though I suspect several participants are still emotionally recovering from losing fish they never technically owned. When we return, survival takes a far stranger form.
The following footage contains irradiated waters, unstable fishing conditions, and Enclave personnel taking competitive fishing far more seriously than Command originally intended. All glowing fish recovered during Operation Glowing Obsession remain property of the Enclave. Attempting to salute, name, or emotionally bond with operational catches is discouraged. Viewer discretion is advised. Excessive enthusiasm around glowing aquatic life may occur. This is Operation Glowing Obsession!
here again?
Sir, they found a glowing catfish at the size of a small child.
So all the fuzz is just about fishing?
Yes, sir.
Very well then. Please continue.
Our next guest recently returned from what should have been a simple solo patrol near Burning Springs. Instead, the operation rapidly deteriorated into a survival scenario involving weapon failure, an unacceptable quantity of ticks, and decisions that Command has described as effective but deeply concerning. Please welcome Viking Freya.
It began quite normally. Had a quiet patrol, standard route. 40 minutes from camp, then the ground shaking. Am I seeing rad roaches? Gotta be something small. Then I noticed huge, red, enormous amount of ticks. Not a manageable amount. Grabbing my rifle, starting shooting, left, right, straight in front. Then the rifle jammed. It's useless. First thing I did, panicking. Well, got a knife. That lasted until the knife disappeared in the situation somewhere. Then I used the baseball bat. Well, a baseball bat, Surprisingly, it works very well emotionally, but definitely not strategically. Totally exhausted, covered in blood, mud, ash. I think the battlefield had decided to contribute, so I adapted. And goddamn I did. I dug myself down vertically. But you can imagine. I buried myself up to the neck. I covered everything exposed in mud and ash. And then I stayed completely still. Monroe, at some point, I stopped looking like a person. And I started resembling a warning sign.
And somehow, this worked.
Perfectly. Multiple creatures passed me during that night. I heard movement everywhere. Something really large. It was a snallygaster. It looked right at me. Just stared for a few seconds. I swear to you, Monroe, I watched that thing decide its life was already difficult enough. It made a sound like disappointment. It walked away.
You became too disturbing for the wasteland itself to engage with.
Yep, that's correct. Fear stopped working. Commitment took over. And by the morning, I climbed out of the ground, barefoot, covered head to toe in filth, still wearing that wolf fur and bone antlers, and I walked straight into the camp. Nobody spoke. Nobody asked me questions. They just moved out of my way.
And after all this, your official conclusion from the operation was,
the wasteland do not fear weapons. It fear commitments.
a statement that is somehow inspiring and medically alarming at the same time. When we return, Justice arrives from Ohio wearing riot gear and unresolved frustration.
Welcome to Just in Case with Lincoln Monroe. 3 rounds, 15 questions. Every answer brings you closer to victory or total annihilation. Choose a briefcase, A, B, C, or D. The stakes rises. Each briefcase has a prize. Survive or risk it all. Walk away or open one last case for the grand prize. 1 case wins everything. 3 cases wipe you out. Knowledge is power. For America. No lifelines. No mercy. Only Enclave.
Our next guest comes to us from what remains of Ohio, a region now primarily consisting of dust, rust, abandoned infrastructure, and people with very strong opinions about all three. He is a former riot officer, Army veteran, wasteland ranger, and self-declared professional problem solver, currently operating out of a small Poseidon gas station somewhere beyond Appalachia's borders. Please welcome Angus.
Appreciate it, Monroe. Though I'll be honest, this jail smells significantly better than most of the places I slept over the last 10 years. That already puts the Enclave way ahead of Ohio. I've survived military service, automation riots, Vault 76 opening, and a slow collapse of civilization into what I can only describe as organized scavenging, with political opinions attached to everything. After a while, we stop expecting things to improve and start focusing on making sure worse people around you stop breathing first. That's basically my job now. Slavers, murderers, raider crews, chem gangs. Somebody's causing enough problems, eventually I hear about it. Then I show up wearing my old riot gear, carry enough ammo to encourage a little personal reflection. People call me a ranger. Some call me a lunatic, but personally, I prefer the hand of justice.
A title that certainly arrived with confidence.
Confidence is important in this line of work. Can't walk into a raider camp looking uncertain. That's how you become decorative furniture. Now, speaking of raiders, let me say this very clearly. I'm tired of rust raiders. Every day with scrap armor, welding torch thinks covering something on rust makes it intimidating. Rust ain't personality, rust is neglect. Civilization didn't survive hundreds of years just so some lunatic could bolt sheet metal onto a shopping cart and declare himself the king of the highway.
That's some strong feelings about corrosion.
Strong feelings about standards. Same problem with the Brotherhood. They walk around in giant armor acting like they invented authority, while scavenging technology they barely understand. Don't get me started on people rebuilding civilization without offshore oil rig. You want to restore America properly? Start with infrastructure, fuel, logistics, industry. Can't rebuild a nation using optimism and dirty water. Instead, here we are, sleeping in ruins, fighting over scrap piles, pretending Selma, 2 generators, and Brahmin counts as progress. So tell somebody to build something worth protecting. I keep doing what I do.
And what exactly is that?
Problem solving. Violently when necessary.
Appalachia, our thanks to a man who proves that justice, much like rust, never truly sleeps. When we return, we meet a mechanic attempting to drag civilization forward using engines, adhesive, and what may legally qualify as optimism. Our final guest tonight represents a philosophy rarely seen in modern Appalachia, the belief that civilization should move faster than a Brahmin. While most settlements have accepted rust, decay, and improvised survival as permanent conditions, he remains convinced that America will only recover through engines, logistics, armored transport, and functioning infrastructure. Please welcome Marcus of the Blue Ridge Caravan Company.
Oh, thank you, Monroe. I say this up front. I'm tired of pretending livestock is transportation strategy. Every settlement talks about civilization, but nobody wants to rebuild things civilization actually ran on. Roads, engines, supply line, heavy transports. People act like getting somewhere in under 3 days is impossible now. It isn't impossible. It's just work. Dangerous work. Expensive work. Frustrating work. Still work. I have spent years scavenging pre-war vehicle parts, rebuilding fusion engines, and dragging machinery out of places sensible people avoid entirely. The wasteland has accepted rust as normal. That's the real problem. Folks see dead trucks and think, oh, scrap. I see transmission problem. And about 6 hours of yelling. And Appalachia doesn't need more speeches about hope. It needs armored supply vehicles, moving through mountains fast enough that the Blood Eagle will reconsider their career choices.
I believe logistics are the foundation of recovery.
Not believe. No. Every major civilization in history moved supplies. Before it moved, ideals. You can't rebuild America carrying everything on your back while a Brahmin screams at radiation storms. Some point somebody has to make the engines work again. Operate out of the Big Bend tunnel. Most days, rebuilding whatever I can salvage. Fusion cores, engines, suspension systems, electrician systems. Together by determination, language. I can't repeat on this broadcast. After roads technically no longer exist, but that just means you drive creatively. And people underestimate what a proper logistic network can do. Imagine caravans that don't crawl across Appalachia, waiting to get ambushed. Imagine mobile repair station, armored haulers.
Oh yeah.
Fuel routes, recovery vehicles. The Enclave understands structure. Structure needs movement. Movement needs machines.
And according to your records, you describe yourself as an engineer by necessity.
That's because necessity doesn't care if you are qualified. Something breaks, you fix it. Something explodes, you rebuild it better. Usually heavier, sometimes louder. Give me enough adhesive, enough coffee, and bad decisions, and I can keep almost anything operational.
And your final request to the Enclave?
Simple. Give me a garage, fuel, and something heavy enough to scare the wasteland.
Appalachia, our thanks to a man attempting to restore civilization one engine failure at a time. Well, tonight we watched operatives lose themselves chasing glowing fish through radioactive water, witnessed survival techniques so aggressive even a snallygaster reconsidered its priorities, listened to justice delivered through riot gear and unresolved frustration, and ended with a man trying to rebuild America using fusion engines and personal stubbornness. 4 different people, 4 different solutions: obsession, commitment, enforcement, infrastructure. Somehow, all of them convinced they are the reasonable one. Because in Appalachia, survival is not determined by comfort, stability, or common sense. It is determined by whoever is willing to adapt harder than the wasteland can collapse around them. Good night, Appalachia. Stay safe, stay classified. God bless the Enclave. God bless America. This is The Late Shift.
Previously on the Red Terror.
Band sweep complete.
Try lower range. Adjust the noise floor.
I see that. He is a dangerous man. Trace the signal back to its source. Send in the Red Terror.
Yes, sir.
That terminal just inverted. No fault indicators.
Greetings to the oppressed masses from the Aihao Heping of China. Your boys are dying on the Alaska front.
The voice of the United States has been absent from the world. The Great War did not end the United States. The constitutional government...
The fuck is this?
What do you think it is?
Probably massive electromagnetic interference.
Interference? From what?
Did you see the sky last night?
The Americans built their systems to watch the skies.
And we operate underground.
Just like before the war.
是的，同志. Stupid Americans.
Camp Liberty has become a hotbed of communist activity.
What are your thoughts on this situation, sir?
We need to decapitate them at the highest level. Remove their leadership, and the Americans will scatter like the roaches they are.
No, you don't understand them. Hitting them at the top will not break them.
What the fuck is that? Don't tell me that is pre-war.
I have no idea. Never been in these parts of Appalachia before.
Give me a clear update. I want confirmation.
Enclave units are moving toward Camp Liberty. Multiple elements organized formation. This is not a patrol.
Okay. On my mark. Fire.
Keep it steady. Don't rush it. If you burn too fast, you don't get through everything properly.
Yeah, I see it. It's catching better when you hold it.
You will remain until the end. You were chosen because you can become what they need you to be. Do not forget that.
I won't.
Hey, lovebirds, pay attention. We're here. Ready your weapons. Resistance is concentrated inside the main building.
Transfer complete. Initiating wipe. Wipe in progress. They won't recover anything from this terminal.
Look at this map.
Sergeant, sir, those markers are transmission towers across Appalachia.
You and Gray stay here. I will radio back to command and get our next set of orders.
Free states. Knock in the door, boys.